folks, we're hooked up out here. We're at Crescent Lake, been fishing for like, I can tell you exactly, about 3.5 minutes. Had one hit and got one hooked up now on a trout tricks worm, and I was running that 85 feet behind the boat, so that is about a color in the water with a 50-foot top shot. Today's Memorial Day, so I'd like to give a shout out to all the veterans out there, especially recognizing those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. You'll find out we got some exciting news here on the channel. Mike and I did a collaboration with Catch America, which is a great tackle company. Mike and I get a lot of our tackle from Catch America. And they have a bunch of great guides that do fishing reports and do instructional videos on how to catch fish, where to catch fish, and different types of fish. So go to Catch America, check out their tackle, check out their videos, and because you're subscribed to our channel, they created a deal for our subscribers. You get 15% off on all their tackle, and that deal, or that code for that 15% discount is Gig Harbor 25, D as in David, 15. So go to Catch America, buy yourself some tackle, and get that great discount to being one of our subscribers. We appreciate you. So obviously Crescent Lake is a lake I'm very familiar with, and so when I come out here, the first presentation I go with almost always is a trout tricks worm and bubblegum. That's been the most effective. Probably the second most effective out here is some iteration of a trigger spoon or trigger spoon junior. And I've had to mess around with colors. Sometimes it'll be black over white, sometimes it'll be the clown, sometimes it'll be the blue fire tiger. But those are usually the trigger and trigger spoon juniors that are really effective out here. This Eggland's Godtooth spoon is also very effective out here. In terms of depth, water temperature is 64 degrees, so we know the active fish are going to be up top, and there's a lot of wind, so there's chop. And so the rod on the left, I have 85 feet behind the kayak, and so that is 50 feet of top shot, one full color in the water, and about 5 feet of color through the rod, and so not quite a color in the water. And then on the right side of the kayak, I'm going to my top shot plus 10 feet. So that's 60 feet behind the boat. And again, trolling speed, I'm going downwind. As you can see, I'm not pedaling it right now, and I'm moving 2-2. And so that's about a good speed. As I'm going into the wind, I'm trying to maintain a 1.6 to a 1.9. That's some heavy pedaling because it's a pretty stiff wind right now. But as you saw, I've caught 5 fish in less than probably 20 minutes. So fishing's pretty decent for out here. And that first fish I caught was a good sized trout for this lake based on my experience, and the rest have been the regular stalker sized trout. Although it's be hard to compare to that day Mike and I had on Kokanee Lake. So we're hooked up on the right side of the kayak, and there I was trolling that pink Godtooth spoon that did so well at Kokanee Lake. I'm going to give this just a little bit just because I caught a fish on it, but my plan is to switch to that Uncle Larry's spinner, the Bloody Tiger Double Trouble, which was a great presentation for Kokanee Lake. And having be a guy that's predominantly fished max wedding rings, my whole spinner arsenal, or a good portion of my spinner arsenal, is going to turn into Uncle Larry's. What a great spinners they have there at Catch America, and very effective. Pulling pretty good, and I don't know if you caught it because I turned the looping on and then turned it off, but he struck 3 times, and then I slowed down, I sped up, I slowed down, I sped up, and he came back and grabbed that. And that's the nice thing about kayak fishing. While I have an iTroll on the boat and I can speed up and I can slow down, nothing is as responsive as a kayak. And so kayak just, it's such a better fishing platform. You're stealthy, you're not creating motor noise, you can fish much closer to the boat. And without fail, I think I catch far more fish in a kayak than I do on the boat. And I can tell you, Mike and I catch quite a few fish in the boat, so that's saying something. Nope, that's a double. We got a double going here, so I'm gonna deal with him really quick, hopefully. Oh, look at that. So that's my top shot. That was another double. And I just love this lake. If you're looking for a good lake that has a lot of action, this is it. Trout ain't huge, but man, are they fun to catch. You come out here with some ultralight tackle, as I was saying, Crescent Lake, right outside of Gig Harbor, close to home. I've never had a bad day on this lake. Every time I've come out here, whether it's been for an hour or two, I always end up catching at least 20 fish. Presentations, you can try them, and now I got a double. So let me get this one off. And I can just stop pedaling now because I landed that last one. And I'll land this one, and that I believe is my third double, and I've been out here less than 45 minutes. I'm literally going backwards with the wind at 1.25 miles an hour. There is fish 13, I believe, in about 45 minutes or so, and I've had 3 doubles. And so it just goes to show you, once you get to a lake and you get a pattern figured out, you should go back to that pattern until the fish are telling you want something else. So the last time I was out here, I had lead core line with a trout Triggs minnow, 85 feet. I had the pink Dodge 2 spoon at 60 feet, and like I said, I believe that's 14 in 45 minutes or so with 3 doubles. So I know for a fact that, at least for now, that's what the fish want, and that's what I'm going to stick with. Alright folks, so you saw that. Here's one of the things, I just changed up this lead core. But lead core, if you don't have your spool tensioner set quite right on these bait casting rods, the lead core can get caught over itself, and it's not quite a bird's nest, but it's about as difficult to get out. And so I was fiddle farting around with that when that fish hit. So I got a couple of options here. I can try to display some patience, but which I don't typically have, and try to untangle that. Or probably the quickest way is to cut my top shot off. This is fish 18. Doesn't make a lot of sense to fish 2 rods when the action's this hot anyways. we're going to change out. I was tearing up that Trout Tricks worm. I'm going to put on Uncle Larry's Bloody Tiger Double Trouble spinner. That did really well for us at Kokanee Lake, so I'm going to give that a shot instead of tearing up more worms. And I shot so much video now and getting a little lazy. Oh, you saw that I switched to that Uncle Larry's spinner, and I don't think it was a minute before I got a hook up and a takedown. It didn't stick, so I'm going to keep that on, and pretty happy with those spinners we got from Catch America. So again, that Bloody Tiger Double Trouble spinner from Catch America, that Uncle Larry spinner does not disappoint. And this actually feels like a decent fish. And I just did a sign off, and I was just trolling back to the boat ramp. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to turn this on and see what this fish looks like. And oh crap, this wind is blowing me literally 2.5 miles an hour without pedaling. Okay folks, that's 2 hours on the nose on the water. That's 25 trout. I had 4 doubles. I'm sorry, I had 3 doubles. The majority of them came in on that Trout Tricks worm. That God's Tooth spoon was pretty good.